From Federer and Nadal's long-standing battle for the top spot to the Williams sisters' sibling rivalry, these are the biggest tennis feuds of all time. These rivalries have influenced the careers of these champions, and sometimes these feuds have even spilled over into the real world. Not every rivalry is as simple as just two players battling it out on the court. Some rivalries are more than that. They're a testament to the passion, skill, and drive of two champions. And there's no better example of that than the Federer-Nadal rivalry. It all started in 2004 when a young Rafael Nadal took down the then reigning champion, Roger Federer, in the semifinals of the French Open. It was an astonishing upset that set the stage for what would become one of the greatest rivalries in tennis history. How has it impacted their careers? Simply put, it's taken them to new heights. The back and forth battles between Federer and Nadal have pushed both players to perform at their very best, elevating their games and making them legends in the process. But did they ever get into it off the court? Absolutely not. These two champions have shown nothing but respect for each other, both on and off the court. In fact, they've even been known to practice together and offer each other encouragement and advice. So what do you get when you put two of the greatest tennis players of all time on the court against each other?
You know, foreigns rained down on me from Rafa, so I think it was the right decision at the right time. I had opportunities early on in the fifth as well to get back on, on even terms, so I could have been left disappointed there and just accepted that fact.
A tennis showdown that's as intense as it is beautiful. That's the Federer-Nadal rivalry, folks. And it's a rivalry that will go down in history as one of the greatest of all time. Although Nadal and Federer may be relaxed with each other now, there is another player Nadal still has beef with on the court, Giles Simon. Here's a quick background of their beef. It all started way back in 2006, when Simon first faced Nadal on the court, and ever since then, they've been locked in a heated rivalry that's been burning hotter every time they meet. This vendetta has impacted their careers in more ways than one. For Simon, it's been a test of his skills, pushing him to the limit every time he steps on the court against Nadal. And for Nadal, well, let's just say that Simon has been the thorn in his side, a constant challenge to his reign at the top. But the real shocker comes when we ask, have they ever taken it off the court? Well, the answer is a resounding no. These two have been at each other's throats on and off the court. It's intense, it's fiery, and it's what makes this one of the biggest tennis feuds in tennis. It's not only the men at the top who get into feuds though. There are tremendous rivalries in women's tennis as well, and none was bigger than Maria Sharapova and Serena Williams. This rivalry had everything: incredible athleticism, mouth-watering drama, and a whole lot of beef. This unrelenting rivalry lasted for years. These two champions have faced each other a total of 19 times. Each match was more high stakes than the other, each trying to prove who was more dominant than the other.
I played solid. I did everything I had to do. I wasn't afraid for it to become a physical match. I think it was important to stand my ground in the first few games, which I did well, even though I was behind, especially the second one.
It's safe to say Serena was more dominant with a 17-2 record. Their first encounter was back in 2004. Sharapova into the tennis scene as a fresh-faced 17-year-old. Williams was already a dominant force, having already cemented herself as one of the greats. This did not stop Sharapova. Sharapova startled the world by defeating Serena in the Wimbledon final. This was Sharapova's defining moment over Williams. This defeat fueled the fire between these two rivals. The passion of their matches was electric, and their on-court exchanges made their matchups must-see TV. Their battles have become mythical, but the real drama came off the court. A war of words erupted like Pompeii, and they didn't hold back. Each player attacked each other like they were still on the court, each player taking shots at each other's personality, style, and even their looks. This had only added to the excitement and anticipation of their duels. These legends took the sports to new heights, and because of the drama and beef, their careers will forever be intertwined. This is what sports is all about at the end of the day. Two legends going at it on and off the court. Fans crave this stuff.
I think what happens there should definitely maybe stay there and not necessarily talk about it in a not so positive way in a book. But regardless, that's that. And
Now, for our next showdown, I'm sure you won't believe this. The Spanish legend is involved in another heated rivalry. Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic have one of the greatest rivalries in tennis history, with a head-to-head record of 40-28 in favor of Djokovic. These two champions have faced off in some godly matches. The history behind their rivalry dates back to 2006, when they first faced each other on the court. Since then, they've had countless nail-biting encounters, with their matches always being filled with theater and excitement.
But that I was completely overplayed by Rafa, by better player on the court. I mean, he was not missing at all and getting every ball back and just playing tactically great.
The impact on their career has been immense. Their battles on the court have pushed both players to be at their very best and have illuminated some of the most unforgettable moments in tennis history. But do they have a relationship off the court? They sure do. Although they may be severe competitors on the court, these two champions have great admiration for each other and have been known to share a joke or two in the locker room. They even teamed up to play doubles together in the Laver Cup. So there you have it. The Djokovic-Nadal rivalry is not just about the on-court battles, but also about mutual respect and friendship that these two champions share. What if I were to tell you these next rivals are related? Because, you know, a little sibling rivalry never hurt anyone, or did it? Enter the Williams sisters, Serena and Venus. These two have been towering over the tennis world for over 2 decades, but their sibling vendetta has been the talk of the town all since they first stepped onto the court.
I am not meant to win this tournament. I had a couple of match points. I mean, she played great on those match points. She totally went for broke. I was like, come on. First of all, I didn't hear the let, and then I was like, okay. Do I go T? Do I go wide?
The history behind the rivalry is simple. Two sisters, both with a passion for tennis, both fighting for the same goal. But their drive and determination have led to some of the most dramatic matches in tennis history. The impact on their career has been immeasurable. The pressure of facing each other on the court has only made them stronger and has pushed them to reach new levels of success. And they were never rivals off the court, making this rivalry ultimately beneficial.
I think just in general, we go for a lot, so there's going to be some errors. There's no counter punching, there's no pushing, there's just aggression. So
the Williams sisters have been there for each other. No matter what, their bond extends far beyond the court. Off the court, they're simply sisters. So next time you tune into a Williams sisters match, remember, it's not just a tennis match. It's a battle between sisters. It should be clear by now. Tennis has seen its fair share of rivalries over the years. From the Williams sisters to Nadal Djokovic, these matchups have left a lasting impact on the sport and on the careers of the players involved. They've pushed the limits of what's possible and given fans some unforgettable moments to look back on, whether it was on the court or off it. These rivalries have shown us the vigor and drive that these athletes possess. They've uplifted us with their perseverance, competitiveness, and unwavering spirit. So, next time you're watching a tennis match, take a moment to reflect on these incredible rivalries that have shaped the sport into what it is today. There you have it, ladies and gents. Those were the biggest tennis feuds.